Hey guys, what's going on? It's Scott with 3 Guns Down again, and another gameplay of the day. This is Call of Duty Ghost. I'm going to switch up to Dark Souls soon, just for some variety, and probably alternate them every other day, just because I like Dark Souls. I played a lot, and this gameplay isn't actually particularly that good. It was first game of the day. You know what? I just felt like getting one this morning and going on. I got a lot of other work to do today, so not a lot of time to play Call of Duty. Wish I could play some more. Because I do have fun with this. It's not a good gameplay. I finished, I think, 37 to 32. But it's a really fun one. It was a fun game, even though we did lose here at the end. And this game demonstrates a couple of things that I find that it's hit or miss, and it's opinion based, really, as to whether or not, you know, it's consistency, or whether it was me just missing my shots, or, you know, what it is. It's opinion based as to what it is, and you know, it could be me missing my shots. That could very well be it, but I feel like it was a bit of consistency in some of the weapons here and there, especially with this Bison. I haven't really used the Bison that much. It was actually like my second game maybe using it, and the first game I used it was like the first time I played Call of Duty. It was one of the classes you unlocked. So, rapid fire foregrip. It's an okay gun. I still like the K7 or the Vepr better. I like the Vector a lot better than this. Although, again, I'm still iffy with some machine guns. I don't really know what to think about them. They just don't feel consistent enough for me. The other thing I really hate is hip fire. So, like, even though I don't have steady aim on, they just, like, if I'm point blank, I get a few point blank kills here, because this is Strike Zone, one of my favorite maps. Probably the smallest map in the game, close quarters, really fast paced, really dynamic in terms of ins and outs, and this demonstrates again another problem I was talking about, you know, the ins and outs of these maps and how easy it is to get around people. And around teams and whatnot, and I get a lot of deaths from behind here. Just because caught up in the crossfire, things like that, it's really easy to get behind, and I exploit that myself as much as I possibly can. You'll see here in a few times, and I use a lot of deception. Like, I'll really piss them off in the front, just throw a huge amount of rounds through the front, and then I'll run around the back and kill half of them inside. And this demonstrates another problem with Call of Duty is campiness, which is always going to be a problem. You're never going to alleviate campiness in Call of Duty. It's just how people play, and really, I don't understand why too much, because you may get 3 or 4 kills if you camp in a particular spot, but 9 times out of 10, people are going to figure out, hey, this guy's sitting in this corner, so I'm going to just throw 2 grenades, flashbang in there, and I'm going to run in and knife him, or shoot through this wall. So camping's not really all that rewarded, you know. I do die a few times here to people that are camping in that room, and I kind of figure out, okay, there's one guy here, one guy here, one guy here. If I run around this side, make sure it's clear, I can come and probably kill at least 3 or 4 of them so that my team can get the point. This also really demonstrates a really weird thing about Call of Duty that people just don't get, that is crucial: teamwork. And it really, really is crucial, especially in game types like Domination. So, no matter how good you are in a game type like Domination, even if you go 70-2, you can't carry your team if they're all going negative, if they're all not really playing the point that much. If they're all not trying to clear specific areas and try to stick to the point. You know, you see me working on B a lot in this video, because I'm trying to clear them out so I can get my teammates in there to capture it, and I'm trying to stave them off as much as possible. But it doesn't really matter how good you are in game types like Domination and objective-based game types if your team doesn't work towards the objective, and it's really, really shown here. Now, you know, in Search and or in team deathmatch, if you're good enough and you can go 40-5, 40-6, you might be able to carry your team to victory. All you got to do is simply outweigh the negative that they produce. This guy's really annoying. He knifes so much. See, he just spawned and knifed again. That's the spawn systems. How close he spawned to me, especially after I killed him. Come on, really shouldn't be that close. And the animations, I think, for calling in kill, like the dog, like you have to whistle. The SATCOM, you pull up, you press a button, you put it down. You usually can do that in a safe zone, like right off spawn. But that last time I died where I was summoning in my dog, that shows another problem, is the spawns. There's a guy sitting up there waiting at the top of the steps, or he's moving in that direction. you could write an algorithm fairly simply. I mean, if you have a team that can design a game like Call of Duty, you can create an algorithm that knows line of sight view of someone's screen and distance calculations for spawns. It's not that hard. On my limited knowledge of programming, which I know a little bit, not like I couldn't write a game myself, but with a little bit of research, I think I could even write one myself. And so I don't understand, like, even on a small map like this, and especially in Domination, the spawns are usually better, but in smaller maps they get really, really hectic. See, I told you he gets really fucking annoying with that knifing. But, in smaller maps and in Domination, the spawns are usually better because it usually spawns you to your flag. However, people can very easily camp one side or another. We figured out the spawn system and how they work. It's like, it takes at least half of the team for spawns to flip, so 2 people could be in your spawn. The IMS also is very overpowered in this game. It's a lot worse than it was in MW3. I got halfway decent at evading them in MW3. I don't seem to be able to evade them at all in this one. But, moving on. It takes at least half the team for the spawn to flip, so 50% of the team has to be in the spawn for the spawn to flip. However, if the other 50% of the team is in the other spawn location, spawns will still not flip. They have to be moved out of that. So that's where you run into the problem of spawns not flipping. You got 3 people in one spawn, they're getting trapped. Almost had this guy. I should have had that guy. I really should have had that guy. And that's the consistency of the Bison I was talking about that I'm just not sure about, and consistency with some other weapons as well that I'm just not sure about. Like, is it me missing my shots? Is it the consistency of the weapon? Is it, it's gonna take some more gameplay. It's gonna take a couple more weeks to really get things down pat, to really learn where all that, like, well, it was just me missing my shots, or, well, this weapon's just very inconsistent, because the AN-94 in Black Ops 2, everybody liked that weapon. A lot of people, not everybody, a lot of people liked that weapon a lot, but in LAN, it was very inconsistent in terms of kill rates, in terms of, it was so inconsistent. I just, so you didn't see it used in a lot of LAN. You saw the M8A1 used a lot, and I feel like there are a few games like that in here that just are not consistent as you would think. But time will definitely tell. I don't know. Every time I play this game, I just see problems left and right, and I don't get it. So, like, think about this. So, like, Call of Duty is developed in every 2 years. Now, this one's particularly difficult because, well, they developed a new engine. It probably took them 3 to 4 months to develop this entirely new engine, alright? And this is where I get fucked. I didn't have anywhere to go. I was, like, hiding behind a pole. But it takes them 3 to 4 years or 3 to 4 months to develop a new engine if they have their whole team working on it. Once they have that new engine developed, then they got to start producing models with it, trading models with it. And when you develop a new engine, oftentimes it's very hard to just import stuff in from one engine to another. And see, that's the penetration. Penetration on certain objects feels more consistent in this map than it has in any other maps. Or any other Call of Duties, I'm sorry, I should say. But there's still some objects I'm figuring out, like wood in that room in particular. I'm not really entirely sure what is and isn't. It's kind of iffy. You'll get used to it eventually. I mean, I'm sure I know there are certain things that are, this is penetrable, and then if you have 2 of these and 1 of these, this is not penetrable, I'm sure there are consistencies. It's just figuring those things out. We're only like a week and a half in to this game, and so it's going to take a lot of figuring out. But I don't know. There's a lot of about this game that I'm just like uncertainty. Boom, piss that guy off. Sometimes I don't wear Dead Silence because I like to, a lot of people sound tour in this game. It's so easy to sound tour in this game, right? So I don't wear Dead Silence, and I'll like purposely walk around them and then go hide in a corner and stuff and sit there and listen to them and You know that moment where they're like, they look, but they kind of look somewhere else, and they're kind of questioning it if they heard it or not, or if they were right. Yeah, that's a huge thing to use against people. You can be really tricky with that stuff if you learn. Sliding also, God, if you're not careful with sliding, it'll get you killed so much. But you know, again in this map, I had to fight tooth and nail, and I think that was part of my problem in not really going positive and not getting kill streaks. And kill streaks might have helped more than just really getting in there and trying to kill over and over instead of being patient. I was just constantly, I was rushing because I felt like it was urgency. I didn't take the time to slow myself down. I didn't take the time to really work on it. And I think that did really lead me to being negative. And patience and waiting is going to become a huge factor. I was trying to pick up a sniper because I wanted to. I probably could have quick scoped him better than I could have shot him with that Bison. Bison has a lot of recoil. Even with the foregrip. Although I am using rapid fire too, so but you know, man, I could run and gun hardcore on Black Ops 2. It's really hard to do that though in this game because kill times are so quick. People normally couldn't get you unless they were a very good shot by running passing kill. You know, people aren't all that great at leading targets. And in this game, I don't know. It's so easy that you don't need too many shots. Anyway, guys, I'm Scout with 3 Guns Down. Let me know what you think about this gameplay, what you think about the daily videos. Leave comments down below, likes. And if you don't like the current like system or the current comment system, which I don't like at the moment, just, you know, go follow me on Twitter, go follow me on Facebook. There are other ways to talk to us that you're, of course, invited to do at any time. I personally don't like the comment system, and I'll go ahead and say here, I know the video's over, but I'm going to talk for a second. I'll personally say I don't like the new comment system that YouTube is using, and I hate the fact that they're forcing it on everyone. It's like you either use this new comment system or you don't get to see comments. People are... Here's my thing. If you don't like it, don't use it. Don't sign up for it. I'd rather you guys not comment in the videos. I'd rather you guys go on Facebook or Twitter, and, you know, I'd rather you not waste your time and burden yourself here if you just don't really care that much. You know, it's too much of a hassle for you guys, so just screw it. Anyway... I'm Scout with 3 Guns Down. See you guys later.